what can our country people do, because lots of students, they are not putting their concentration and they have a very good auditory function deficit problem, I mean hearing mistakes. So what can we do in short?
Thank you very much. We're here, dear our audience, valuable audience. We're here to I am congratulating all the valuable audience for hearing us. Today's discussion is about sound pollution or noise pollution. This is really a matter of very sorrow that we are here discussing about noise pollution, and we are living here with
With the pollution.
the pollution.
Yeah.
This is the problem really. Basically, this problem occurs from the sound, that sound which is not bearable for the people. I think as far I can remember, we have learned about this in class 10, that 10 decibel or something like this, and this problem occurs on the basis of new construction works, on the basis of very roads and highway, very busy roads and highway, when sometimes people use this sound pollution without nose of any laws, and sometimes they can remove it, but they are not conscious about this. A few days back, I was traveling to Sahib Bazar to my university. There was a auto driver, and he was frequently ringing the. He was frequently
The sound of ringtone was so acute.
not
Maybe.
sound, not mobile phone. It was his bell. That means
Okay,
ring.
sharp
Sharp
sound
sharp
of
sound.
that bell.
And several times I requested him to off the
Not
sound.
to
Not to
frequently
frequently sound.
ring that sound.
And
They are very deep and down.
yes, and another passenger also requested him, but he denied all requests. I think there are some normal rules and regulations in this prospect. In developed countries, you can't ring a lot in front of the school, in front of the hospital, in front of the mosque, etc. And I think these basically promoted on the basis of lack of consciousness in this matter, and due to this kind of crises, we are suffering much for audacity crisis, and nowadays there are some institutes, as far as I can remember, there are Proyash, there are CRP, there are State University, there are Gano Vishwavidyalaya. These university and institutes have been producing language and speech therapy graduates, which are working. Those graduates are working on several institutes, and several modern diagnostic centers to prevail that boys or girls who are facing autism crisis due to sound pollution. On some days back, I was gossiping with my grandmother and grandmother-in-law, and she told me that she assumes that one of her children, one of her child is facing
Hearing
severe
problem.
autism crisis on hearing problem, and she assumes that when my uncle-in-law, my aunt-in-law was born, then there was noise pollution due to a building construction in front of their house, and this kind of incidents is happening day by day.
frequently,
Frequently.
around our environment.
And how can we remove this? We can only remove this with the awareness building as well as implementation of laws. When a people or when a driver or when any parts of the country people can make a noise without
Any reasons or
reason,
any basic
they may
basic.
be punished. If this kind of activities may start, then we can and we can remove from this situation.
Yes, sure.
And thus we should be habituated from the childhood, but because family is the key source of this kind of knowledge. So
Yeah, sure.
when we can alert our families, we can build awareness among the families. Yes, and the younger generation, the tomorrow's generation will come, and we need to establish the tomorrow's future
Future, yes.
with the living condition.
Living condition, yes.
the world.
And yes, you said very nicely as expected. I would like to add one thing, some
Definitely.
points with you. That is, yes, this is a very huge and acute problem,
Yes.
especially for Bangladesh. And capital city of Dhaka is facing this intensity of huge sounds pollution everywhere. So students, professionals, other researchers, they are not putting their concentrations properly.
Yes.
All these things negatively consequence or results of this happening. But problem is, people who are creating noises, they are willingly creating, and they are not.
They don't bother anything.
Yes, and they don't bother about that. And mandatorily, they are not being punished,
Yes.
and they are not being under the penalty
Yes.
systems.
Yes.
That's why they are being fearless.
Yes.
And people who are raising voices, not to create some fear sound or not to create some acute sound,
They are sometimes
they are not caring.
undermined.
Yes, they are very undermined, and they are ambushing, saying like that way. Yes, these people are coming here, very rich people, and they are trying to evolve new cultures, new systems. So do not try to apply these systems
The
in their.
culprits are assuming
They are
them
laughing
as
at.
they are doing the right thing.
Yes, they are laughing at. So these things, all those things are happening because they are not being under penalty. So try to find them instantly. It may be police or it may be some other authority people, maybe some mobile court. It can be going on this sector. Yes, instantly punish them and try to publish and publicity all those news broadly and aggressively and in a very wide rangely. Then it will be a very good or
I think
massive
we can
concern.
also use high technology because in industrialists in modern countries they may have the capacity to diminish the extreme sounds. Otherwise, we should re-establish these industrial agencies to far from the habituated place or from the people living places.
Okay, I mean residential areas.
Yes.
So yes, very good. So nowadays some areas like in Rajshahi, Podda residential area, this is
Those are
actually
those are focusing on only residential.
only residential area. So no industrialization, no some factories will be there.
This may be also a key thing for
Mhm.
against noise pollution or etc. We can establish this
Yes,
kind
right. You're right. This can be one kind of solution. Another solution can be no for the new
And
institutions.
another maybe like this when the vehicles are raising their horns, hydraulic horns, all
That should be
kinds
banned.
of hydraulic horns may be banned,
Banned.
and if possible, this production may be banned.
Right.
Then, and when you will raise the several times of mobile court or etc., then I think this
It
will
will
be
work.
banned.
Yes, yes, you are absolutely right. And another solution it can be no new institutions, especially educational institutions, would be established near the street.
Yes.
It will create a huge noise.
Yes.
And the existing institutions, those established near the transportations or near the streets,
Yes.
those must be soundproof education rooming system. So it will be
There
in
is,
this
there
way.
is another thing that my sister, who recently just admit for uh, sit for SSC exam, result yet not published. I wanted to admit her at any technical subject. I requested her to admit in nursing institute for BSc nursing, but she denied. After that, I requested her for physiotherapy. She then she just identified some modules on Facebook or YouTube. After then, she searched audiology.
Audiology.
That is related to another name is speech therapy and speech and language therapy. And she is now very interested to learn. She is now very interested to read this. I think this subject is very demandable in modern countries, and nowadays, due to extreme sound pollution on and other related problems, this kind of problems and autism is arising. So I think I also told her that if you are if you are a autism or speech therapy graduate, you may not get enough patient. And then she talked to me that I will be graduate after 5 or 6 years. Then maybe this problem may be more,
Yes.
more and
Yes,
more.
yes. Then it will be the very demanding
Yes.
professions or demanding some scientific era,
Yeah.
and lots of patients are still
And I
now
also
suffering.
searched several institutions where those institutions are studying, or those institutions may add scope of learning this. And I will be really happy if she can be a graduate of this department.
Yeah, that is very fine. For very fine information, and actually, our students who are coming out from secondary level or high secondary level, they are not showing their interest for taking any subjects from science background or some electrical or some architectural or engineering subjects. I don't know what is the problem. Maybe this is the way the parents can take the these are the ways so that they can get through,
I
or
think
they
problem
can.
is here. Problem is here that they don't want to. They don't want to. They don't want to heart and soul or labor for passing that. If they want to learn from engineering, that's hard.
Yes, they should have to
On
be
the best,
engaged
yes.
most of the time
And,
in studying.
medical is also hard also. So I think those are one kind of hakibas.
Students,
Yes.
yes, who are not care about their study,
Yes.
they will not be able to carry on study on medical or some
Yes.
other scientific areas. Yes, this is a way, and I'm focusing one thing. Yes, your way of showing your sister, and she really realized herself. Yes, this is the subject I have to
Yes.
put on. I have to select on. But the all the credits is going to you, because you showed some video tutorials or some other
Yes, also
websites.
I
You inspired her. That's why
Interest.
she pushed herself to search those information. So this is the way I'm telling that the parents most of the parents, they are not doing this way. Yes, students, they are not be able to track or select their subjects in
As
their
far
own way.
can I can assume that my sister not so much bright. She may get 9 points in both SSC and ACC. It is very tough for her to get admission in medical, but I have given her money for medical admission test coaching, because she can and be involved in medical coaching, but that's not my target. My target is like those technical subjects. But those technical subjects admission is also one kind of tough job. So he may get admission for medical, but medical is not our first choice. If luckily she can get chance, that's alhamdulillah. But that's not maybe possible. But she will be in coaching, and I think if she tries,
It may be possible to get chances. Yes, he will get some. She will get some directions from those coaching. Yes, true. Anyway, it's a very good to see you here once again, and you put a lot of valuable information to our audiences. So in our studio, I would like to propose you another new issues that is coming to us, and you know, the Eid.
That's not a problem, because we are in fasting, so there is no matter of eating.
Matter of eating and matter of costing of studio owners.
Yes.
Okay, so
you always prefer low cost and no cost, as far as
yeah, sure. You are very good, and we are actually broadcasting this news without paying any money. So you are a very honorable guest. So we are not paying any money to you, but you are coming here for making our general people. So this is a very noble idea, and you are a very noble person. That's why we are taking these chances to invite you. Anyway, so the Eid vacation is coming very closely to us. So targeting this Eid, some groups, they are trying to do some fraudulent activities, some cheating activities. One group is copying or printing some fake money notes. So this is actually suffering ultimately the general people. And another people, in case of food suppliers, they are contaminating some poisonous chemicals or some other other not accepting chemicals. Those are actually making colorful only food. Okay, so those are very detrimental to the health. And some other lots of groups targeting this Ramadan, and they are cheating and frauding some other people.
Some of the group are trying to hack people, even kill people for cheating, or in bus or several train or rail stations, or train or etc. They just kill to get money from blackmailing.
Right, you're right. So this is the present condition and scenario, and from lots of years this is going on, and our ministry, state ministry, and other law enforcing agencies, they're just listening us, and they're just telling us the hope of light, but the actual fruits we are not getting. So what would be your opinion? Should Bangladesh is going on this situation several years, or it is the right time we should have to get rid of these situations, and what our general people they can do? What would be your opinion?
This is a very important thing for discussion today. Very contemporary issues. I think this is yes, you are telling correctly. We are facing this kind of several challenges for a few years. These are happening. Why these are happening? This is the key theme here. Why these are happening? These are happening for not surviving of a people. These are happening for gaining more money, or gaining more or wealth, etc. this is the root of cause of this kind of incident. So, in this Ramadan, in every religion, you can get discussion of not to cheat others. You need to survive yourselves with the holy money. Okay. So if we can concentrate on only religion, we can get rid
Yes.
of this kind of incidents. And sometimes these are happening because people are not aware. Suppose like that, you are facing several challenges. We are in several challenges. Some people, some illiterate people, when they travel in bus or train or etc., they just eat fruits or etc. from other people. Or they can't recognize those cheats.
Yes.
And so there is a campaign that don't eat from others. That
While
from
you are
those
traveling.
people, those people who are not
Will not
familiar
you.
with you. Okay, so we can establish or we can launch this kind of campaign to save those people. And sometimes we are realizing that some people, some businessmen are cheating with people, countrymen, and for more earning money. If we can see tomorrow, yesterday's several channel or television or newspaper, you can see several news regarding arrest, regarding fine, and even
Kidnapping.
even when in Dhaka there are some very prominent organizations like Pran or like Masranga,
Yes.
etc. They are also cheating with people.
Yes, this is very surprising.
Yes.
They are the well-known and very reputed
Yes.
brand. They are also contaminating.
And they are fined also by the government agencies. If this kind of activities are launched, not only for at the time of Ramadan or etc., it may be launched frequently. Then this kind of incidents may be cut down.
Yes.
And if the people who are achieving this kind of, who are facing this kind of troubles or suffering much, they need to focus on, they need to concentrate on this kind of incidents.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
we should launch also social awareness building with the support of legal separate agencies also. And it may be decreased if the law, I think there are some laws on food security,
Of course.
or there are some laws on getting good food, and etc. There are some laws of contamination, and then this kind of laws may be more effective
Yes.
through the law enforcement agencies, as well as we need to launch social movement against this kind of activities.
Yeah, sure.
So within short time we may face
We'll get
a
the
better Bangladesh
better
without
Bangladesh.
this kind of activities.
Yes, very true information. Yes, in your information we get that yes, morally the producers or suppliers, they have to be enriched. Ethical values, they must have to be grow themselves. So they have a very good chances, and they are the only persons who can have the gift us the safe food Bangladesh and safe environment. So food is a very elementary issue we are taking each and every day. So they have a very greater responsibility to do that. So morally, if they morally be richful, ethically be stronger, then it will be removed radical in a dramatical number.
Definitely.
Yes, and second one is, yes, socially the other people, they should have to be raised, and especially for the media persons, they can take a very huge role in these cases, and they can telecast, broadcast lots of issues where they are finding, where they are searching, and where they are getting this kind of offenses. And third one is law enforcing agencies. They should have to be so prompt in case of this kind of incidents. No bribery issue will take this offensive
Immediate
issues in
action
a very
and
immediate action, right?
exemplary punishment.
Yes, and by this way we will get the very golden Bangladesh, and this is very true information. Okay, and this is the end part of this session. So thirdly, we would like to talk about the foreign education.
Fine. Yes.
Comparative discussion will be foreign education and the developing country educations. So why students, most of the students, teachers, other prominent figures, they are sending their boys and girls to for achieving pursuing higher study from foreign country? Why they are not believing their own education system? What could be the possible solution if you like to make this developing country education system as like as the Western country systems?
Thank you very much. This is also a matter of very important for discussion for recent era. I think the problem is in root also. What's the root? Root is, I think, the government or the state are not or focusing on education as well as they are not allocating the budget, proper budget on education sector of the country. If you can realize that in modern countries, in developed countries, they are utilizing their money as well as they are not preparing all the students for honors, masters, or diploma, or etc. From the childhood of those students, they are preparing with their interest, because with interest a people can raise his building or raise his life so much. So problem is that our government institutes or government initiatives is not so much that our education may be as world class education. And if you can realize recent and some ranking of education, there is
no placing of our universities. And this is very regretful and very shocking news. Our public universities, that is recognized as the Oxford of East, they are not actually placing their position.
Yes,
very regretful.
there is another debate also, because on which conditions the ranking is being established. Some of those conditions are not available in our country. Suppose you are saying like that traffic session jam are available in Bangladeshi context. Why session jam are in Bangladeshi context? Because of student politics, teacher politics, some jams or several issues. We don't consider on another topic, but topic is that in recent times, why people are going in another countries and developed countries to gain developed knowledge is, and some students are also coming in Bangladesh for higher education also. If you find Rajshahi University, there are 55 students recently admitted here, Nepalese or Cambodians, etc. Because they assume that their quality education is not much than us. And when students are going abroad, because they are taking scholarship, they are getting scope of gaining proper knowledge or quality knowledge from those countries, and sometimes they are getting opportunity to live on that countries. So they are getting in life of modern age, they are getting life of modern countries, but Bangladesh is not providing those. And sometimes you can assume that who are studying in Bangladesh, who are doing well in Bangladesh, but due to different lack of facilities and securities, their brain drain is going on. They are living in another countries. And another trend is like that. Some rich men who have enough property, they want to just spend for their child. They are in recent times we are saying that